Hello students, today we are going to do the last chapter of the book, that is the banyan tree. It is a story that is written by Ruskin Bond, and over here he describes very beautifully the fight between the cobra and the mongoose and the spectators that come up over there to see. The writer himself was also the spectator. Okay, so over here we know that Ruskin Bond is a writer of English origin but Indian born, and he loved India so much that he stayed back over here to write lots and lots of children book. This book this story depicts very beautifully the love for nature of the writer. The writer over here describes the place that is maybe outskirts of Dehradun, where he had his grandfather's house, and near the grandfather's house in the compound there was a banyan tree. The banyan tree grew huge, and also its branches again made up its roots. Okay, and there was endless, it is said, its root again forming some twisting passages, and you know how the banyan tree, like more and more branches come down and they make the roots and they make many passages, and that gave endless pleasures. So there were, he mentions that there were squirrels and snails and butterflies. The tree and butterflies were also there. It was older than the house, it was older than the grandfather, and maybe that tree is older than Dehradun, when we all know that banyan tree lives more than 500 to 1000 years. Okay, and no one dares to ever cut that banyan tree. So I could hide myself in its branches also, and the thick green leaves, and spy the world below. So what he did, so the first friend, he used to go to that banyan tree, swing over there, sit over there, and the first one who became his friend was the squirrel. First, the squirrel was not very invited towards him, because the squirrel thought that the boy or the narrator had invaded his place. But later on, when the squirrel found that the writer was not very harmful, not used to bring any catapult or anything to harm him, the squirrel became friends. He became more friendly when the narrator bought cake and biscuits. There was a branch also in the banyan tree where the narrator made a comfortable place, and where he used to sit over there and spend his afternoon reading books like Treasure Island, Huckleberry Finn, Story of Dr. Dolittle. He used to take a cushion from the house and used to sit on the branch, and he used to spend that time over there reading the book, and that was he described that to be his short library. Now during the springtime also, he describes that there were bulbul, greedy parrots, myna, crows all over there, and during the springtime the tree used to blossom with red figs and attracted many birds. Now one such afternoon, when it was not too hot and when everyone was inside their house just enjoying the lazy afternoon, at that time he was spending his time sitting on the branch of that banyan tree and reading some books. Now it is also said by the writer that whenever he felt of not reading, he used to look down and he used to see the world below, whatever the animals and whatever the birds were doing. In one such afternoon, he saw the combat between the cobra and the mongoose. The mongoose came out, then the cobra also came out, and they, in a very technically way, started their fight. The other spectator was a myna and a crow. They also came up and sat on the cactus plant to watch the game. So it is said over here, I'm just reading some of the lines. The warm breeze of approaching summer had sent everyone, including the gardener, in the house. I was feeling drowsy myself, wondering if I should go to the pond and have a swim with Ramu and the buffaloes, when I saw a huge black cobra gliding out of a clump of cactus. At the same time, a mongoose emerged from the bushes and went straight for the cobra. In a clearing beneath the banyan tree, in the bright sunshine, they came face to face. The cobra knew only well that the grey mongoose, 3 feet long, was a superb fighter, clever and aggressive. But Cobra too was a skillful and experienced fighter. He could move swiftly and strike with the speed of light. So over here, mongoose is clever, bigger and experienced and very aggressive, but Cobra was also to the same. So there was the battle of champions begun. Just a second. Now it is said that hissing defiance, his forked tongue darting in out, so the cobra made a move just to you can say just in a way to attract mongoose towards him, so that he just put up his spectacled hood. Spectacled hood matlab you can just see that when cobra stand up and it takes out the head, that is said to be spectacled hood. Okay. Now the combatants were unaware of the presence in the tree. They never knew that the narrator was sitting over there. Now the myna and the jungle crow also participated some way. The crow also participated when they started the fight. Now Cobra started attracting the mongoose with his eyes, hypnotizing, but mongoose made a very clever move. The cobras went left side, then mongoose went to the right side and hit, and this way the fight went on. Now when the crow participated in some way, the cobras you can say stung the crow and it flew away, and it again came back to the cactus to sit, and some drops of blood was there. Now another time when the fight was at the you can say at the peak, the crow again wanted to participate, and now this time the crow got killed. And what happened in the last, you can find out in the story when you read it, that some way or the other crow got killed. It never moved. Now some way mongoose was very experienced and a very aggressive fighter. It just went behind, pulled it by the tail of the cobra, and after that in some way or the other it also pressed its head and took it inside the bushes. Now Mena, who was sitting over there, it was very cautious, and some way it cheered as if it was congratulating the mongoose for winning the fight, and flew away. So this is a story, and if you read it, you'll feel the beauty of the nature, and you'll feel how beautifully the story is narrated. Thank you, students.